Hello everyone, my name is Amir Qureshi. I want to welcome you to Unfolding Destiny, where we teach you how to build your life within the context of your true identity. Today's video deals with health, COVID-19, and your immune system. This was a topic brought to me by my friend Mudassir. He did a bunch of research on it and he asked me to present this to you. I've also done my own research. I tend to live this type of lifestyle. I need you to know though that I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the healthcare field. So I'm not here to diagnose, treat, or prevent any disease. I'm not here to prescribe medication. Please, for that information, defer and refer to your doctor, the CDC, the Worldwide Health Organization, etc. All right, without further ado, let's talk about different things that you could do to overall increase your health so that you're less susceptible to diseases. Okay, so we have these things called the halo factors, which deal with immunization. So what they mean is, well, let's just break it down first. H is health, A is age, L is lifestyle, O is occupation. We really can't, I'm not going to focus on you changing your occupation. I'm not going to focus on changing your age because that's impossible. You are whatever age you are. But let's talk about your health and your lifestyle. These are the most important things. The better you can increase your lifestyle habits to augment your health, and the more you can focus on your health, the better your immune system is going to be able to respond to external invaders like bacteria and viruses, things of that nature. Now, having said that, right now, because we're supposed to be in quarantine, we're supposed to be socially distancing ourselves and not leaving the house often unless maybe once or twice a week or once every other week to get groceries and stuff like that. The lifestyle that we live, hopefully right now, is pretty much identical. So what we're really focusing on is health. So let's focus on health, okay? So healthcare is phenomenal. We have some of the best healthcare in the world. And what I need you to know, what I want you to understand is that healthcare as it is right now is mostly designed to treat injuries and ailments once they are occurring. Any doctor, any good doctor in the world would tell you the best thing that you could do is have prevention. So live a good lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, good diet, exercise, nutrition, all that. Any good doctor is going to tell you, listen, like you shouldn't be in this room here. You shouldn't be taking this blood pressure medication or this fat reducing medication or whatever to help you relieve your symptoms. What the doctor would tell you is, hey, look, just fix your diet, exercise, all that other stuff, and maybe you won't need this medication. Now, having said that, I know that there are cases in which you do need medication, so please talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. Don't stop taking your medication. But what I want you to know is that healthcare, the advice is to first live healthily. But now, in order to treat certain symptoms, what we mostly jump to is just the surgical and the chemical approach. So surgery can be cosmetic, but it could also be medical. Like you have a torn bicep, or get surgery on that. Sometimes you'll even want stomach reduction surgery, and that's an extreme. It's a case-by-case scenario. You know, if you need it, talk to your doctor. Chemical is also important. Like you have oral medications, you have topical, you have injections, you have nasal. So there's many ways to treat a disease or an infection once it has already occurred. Once your body starts to show these certain symptoms, yes, go to a doctor. They can treat you up. They can put a Band-Aid on that wound. They can give you the right course of action. There's also things like visiting a chiropractor or cryotherapy, steam, massage. These are more therapeutic. These are more ritualistic. Like you got to see your chiropractor if you hit the gym, things of that nature. Get your spine aligned. See a physical therapist. So get your body rehabbed. Do whatever you can. If something happens to your body, you need to see a specialist. Having said that, there's also hundreds of thousands of preventable deaths that occur each year. Now, I think I'm being conservative here. That number might be much more than hundreds of thousands, might be closer to the millions, but I don't want to speak to those statistics. What I'm saying is that there's a staggering number of preventable deaths that happen every single year. These deaths, which are cardiovascular in nature, they could be more mental, more neurological. A lot of these can be prevented or delayed just by you focusing on things like exercise. Now, what I do want to let you know is in the case of COVID-19, correlation is not causation. It doesn't mean that one thing means another. So what I want to be very clear of is right now we're in the beginning stages of even understanding what this virus does. Now, the thought is that if COVID-19 behaves like every other virus out there, then there might be ways for us to not contract it just by living a specific type of lifestyle. That hasn't fully been proven yet, but what we can say is that based on studies done in rats and their response to things like influenza, what we can extrapolate from that data is that there might be some sort of a correlation. So what we're hoping is that this virus, independently, in and of itself, COVID-19, we're hoping that this behaves similarly to other viruses, where a vaccine can be produced and medications can be used to treat it and reduce its response on its effects on our immune system. Because right now, we don't have an immunity to it. Having said that, there is reason to just say that exercise might help prevent some sort of effect that this disease could have on you prior to it infecting you. So it might actually prevent the infection. It may reduce symptoms. I don't know, but instead of speaking in terms of COVID-19, let's think in terms of overall health and viruses in general. Let's talk about rats. So I'm going to have some of these articles posted in the bio. So if you just read the bio, the description, you can access all the references that I'm making. But they have done studies in rats. Now, what they found is that if a rat were to exercise 3 to 5 days a week with moderate intensity, it prevented the likelihood of it actually getting a certain viral infection as compared to the control group. Now, when I say moderate, I mean moderate. I don't mean strenuous. I don't mean that you're training for a triathlon or a marathon. You see, in rats, it has turned out to be the case that rats that were injected with influenza or some virus and were made to exercise ridiculously, strenuously, I mean to the point of beyond exhaustion, they actually died very quickly. I forget the exact number. I think it was like 40% of those rats actually died as compared to the control group that didn't exercise at all. So putting yourself under excessive exercise once you've contracted a virus could be detrimental to your health. So I'm not saying that this is something that you're supposed to do once you've gotten a virus. If you've gotten a virus, talk to your doctor. I'm not even going to tell you what to do. I'm not qualified to talk about that. What I can say though is that according to studies done in rats, and by the way, let me pause for a second. Why rats? Because we're not supposed to put viruses inside of humans. That's unethical. So we can't do that. But studies done in rats show that moderate exercise regularly can actually prevent the onset of some sort of virus or bacterial infection. What exercise seems to do is it reduces inflammation. And when you can reduce your inflammation, you increase your body's immune response, you increase your overall health, and suddenly you're less susceptible to things like bacteria and viruses. Now, are there anomalies? Sure. If you read the reports, there are seemingly healthy people who are also being infected by this and by COVID-19, and they're showing symptoms. Just like every year, there's some small percentage that gets infected. There are by the influenza, by other viruses, by the common cold. There also are anomalies where you'll find people who have a very healthy lifestyle and they still get cancer. Yes, there are always going to be anomalies. There's going to be outliers. So all I'm saying is that if you just look at the directionality of it, though, if you look at the correlation, once again, correlation isn't causation, but there seems to be a correlation, a link between healthy lifestyle and disease in such a way where if you have a healthy lifestyle, if you watch your diet, you're less likely to get disease. And also, after the fact, just think about it this way. Let's see if you contract cancer or viruses or some sort of disease anyway, let's say it gets treated and your body's been ravaged by all that, your lifespan after you've contracted the disease isn't going to be as great as it could have been had you not gotten it to begin with. So you want to do whatever you can to prevent yourself from being exposed to these types of invaders. So how do you do that? Well, the advice is pretty simple and straightforward, but have a proper diet to reduce inflammation. So eat the proper fats, fruits, vegetables, lean meats, things of that nature. And then also fasting is very important as well. So studies have shown that fasting can actually lead to the production of autophagosomes. And with autophagosomes, they lead to autophagy. Autophagy is basically the cells in your body eating themselves for energy. And what happens is this is like a cleansing system inside your body. Your body cleans itself through autophagy. When you have cell autophagy and your cells eat themselves, they also make the cells that are left over stronger. So you end up looking younger, more vibrant, things of that nature. Now, studies have also shown that if you can fast 24 hours, that means no caloric intake, no food, well, water is fine, but no food, no drink, no beverages, things of that nature. If you can take all that, black coffee is okay, and we'll get into that. But if you can go 24 hours without eating, you have a 300% increase in the autophagosome production, which is huge. Think about how much energy you're going to have because your body's using its own cells for energy. And so you're cleaning yourself. And this is actually linked to prolonged life and better health. And so the third thing is also, so you got proper diet, you got fasting, then you got things like exercise and yoga, breath work. If you can strengthen your lung capacity, if you can increase your ability to pump oxygen and get your blood flowing, then that can strengthen your entire immune system so that in the event that you do get some sort of a respiratory infection or ailment, the symptoms might be mild, they might not even exist at all. Or if you do get to the point where you get a fever, you're most likely able to fight off the infection as compared to someone who doesn't do anything with their body, doesn't take care of it. So right now, you want to take care of your mental health as well. You want to meditate. I would say like right now, so there's a lot of people, if you're in quarantine, you're probably binge watching the news. And because you got to get your groceries once every other week or once a week, a lot of you are probably binge eating. So you're actually doing the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. So when it comes to binge eating and eating excessively, putting on that Corona 15, where it's like the freshman 15, but it's the Corona 15, you're putting on 15 pounds of weight, and you're eating yourself because you're stressed out of your mind, you're raising your cortisol levels, you're raising all your hormones, you're increasing inflammation in your body, and then you're also stressed out of your mind because of all the stuff that you're watching. Your social media is filled with negative news and all this other nasty stuff. It's not the right environment. It actually creates a toxic environment in your brain, in your body, in your cells, everywhere. And that stuff that bacteria and viruses love. They thrive in these types of toxic environments that are filled with inflammation. So if you're eating white starchy bread and you're eating like all that crappy food, it's not doing you any justice. So now, what I want to let you know is that I do have a ritual that I follow. Now, I just want you to know that correlation is not causation. These are things that I do. And once again, I'm not a doctor, but I have found that in my life that they've led to great improvements of health and energy and vitality. So I'll share with you what I do. And this is not a prescription of what you should do, but overall, in general, from what I've found is that there seems to be a correlation between these habits and health overall. So I tend to wake up at 4:30 a.m. I get around 7 hours of sleep at night because I go to bed around 9 p.m. But I wake up around 4:30 a.m. almost every single day. You can check out my Instagram. You can see the snapshots, the screenshots. But I do that. First thing I do is I take my pre-workout, get the blood flowing. I exercise for an hour. And most of my exercising deals with more like calisthenics, body weight exercises these days. I also do a lot of strength conditioning, things like that. So I have some sandbag exercises to put the resistance in. And then about once or twice a week, I might do some cardio, just go out for a run, things of that nature. It really keeps my body in shape. Now, I'm not like pushing myself to exhaustion. What I'm doing is like I'm putting myself within a range of moderate intensity, but over a long period of time, which actually boosts my immune system and boosts my overall health. Every now and then I might do some strenuous exercise, but it's not the norm, it's the exception to the norm. It's all about being in the proper form and really pushing yourself hard, okay? And then I also, shortly after that, I drink my black coffee while I'm still fasted. I'll talk about fasting in a second, but I eat my first meal around 9 a.m. But before that, I'll drink some black coffee. I'll take some of my magnesium because minerals are important. And I'm not going to get into magnesium in this video, but I take around 1,200 milligrams a day. After my coffee, either before or after, I'll take my shower, get ready for the day. But after that, I'll have my first meal. And then I aim for around 2,300 calories per day. It's not a whole lot, but it's just enough for me to stay within my metabolic range and still burn off fat. Because right now I have a goal to reach 6% body fat, so I'm really working hard to get to that level. But on top of that, I stop eating around 4:30 p.m. So after 4:30 p.m., I don't eat any more food, and it really helps out a lot because at that point, I'm fully focused on whatever I'm doing. I'm not eating anymore, and I give myself the time to trigger in autophagy. And that way, I can keep my immune system going, and I'm eating healthily during the day. I'm not chomping on junk food. It's a pretty well-balanced diet, and I have found that this has improved my overall health. I was able to lose close to 60 pounds in the past couple of years doing this type of stuff, and it's been transformational. So what I would ask is, like, please, just while you're in this crazy situation, do not neglect your health. See, one of the things I have on here is that it's the beauty of not knowing. So what's the beauty of not knowing? Well, if we knew exactly what it was that could fix coronavirus 19, COVID-19, then a lot of us will just do just that. We'll take the medication, the pill, and all of that. And by the way, when that's available, please take it. There's no reason for you to have this illness. Having said that, the beauty of not knowing is the fact that it's like a job application or an interview. If you don't know what the questions are going to be, you're going to study your ass off. You're going to prepare that much harder because the unknown is presented to you, and you want to make sure that you can tackle any unknown factor. So you're going to study everything so that you're so prepared that when you go to the job interview, you can just ace it. And what you'll find is that usually the interview tends to be easier than what your preparation was. But your preparation prepared you for that interview, right? In the same way, don't wait until you need to be in the ER. Don't wait. Don't do such bad things to your body that the only possible way to fix anything is to be medicated. Take care of your body. Take care of your health. Stretch, exercise, have a proper diet, and take care of your overall well-being. Because right now, health, beyond age or occupation and lifestyle, but health is the biggest thing that you have control over. So please take care of that. All right, if you found this information valuable, please go ahead and share it with your friends and family, coworkers, colleagues, all of that. It's all wonderful, and it's been a pleasure. So if you like this content, go to unfoldingdestiny.com, download the Rules of Legacy paper, and we'll be in touch. All right, thank you so much. Take care. Bye.